To thank everybody for coming out on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you and all the Racer fans out there. And I'd like to take a second to wish my wife Summer a happy Valentine's Day at this time of year, and really from the beginning of the season on. It's really tough on spouses, husbands and wives of basketball coaches, and boyfriends and girlfriends of basketball coaches, and I really appreciate the sacrifices that all the loved ones of people in this profession make. So I'd like to say that first. And we come back off this week. We had an exciting win over Southeast Missouri in front of a huge crowd in a men's and women's doubleheader. It was very exciting for our team to play in front of probably 8,000 fans by the time the game ended, and it certainly made a difference in the game, helped our team get over the hump. I think it was tremendous energy from the Racer Nation, and very proud of that, and excited for our team to come out with a big win there. And then turned around 2 nights later, and last night really struggled against an Austin Peay team that had struggled winning games of late, but is fighting for a spot in the tournament, and they played like it. Austin Peay came out, and give them a lot of credit, they played like it was a tournament game, like their season depended on this one game, and we quite frankly just really didn't show up. We had a few moments early, and we had a few moments in the second half, but overall we probably played 10 minutes of a 40-minute game the way we're capable of playing. That's not to take anything away from Austin Peay. That's just the reality of our play, and just got outplayed in just about every phase of the game, except for rebounding, where we out-rebounded them. So that was disappointing. We've got a tough task Thursday night on senior night. Would like everybody that can to get out to the game Thursday night at 7 to honor Kayla Lowe and Mallory Schwab, 2 people who sacrificed a lot and played through a lot of injuries over the course of their career, and really given everything they have to the program. So we'd like to send them off in the right fashion. UT Martin's an outstanding team, sitting in first place in the league, and probably the best offensive team we'll play, no matter who we play. If we advance to the tournament, they can just flat out score the basketball. So it's going to be a tough challenge. And then we have to hit the road final 2 games against Tennessee Tech and Tennessee State as we fight for seeding position in the OVC tournament.
What area of your play have you seen the most improvement as the season's gone on?
Well, until last night's game, I would have said that, defensively, as we had to make a change, and we were one of the top teams in the nation in steals per game, and we really forced a lot of possessions per game, and we were forcing tempo by pressing, and we had some injuries and some other situations, and we had to back off of that to change that and become a half-court defensive team. I thought over the last several games going into last night's game, we had really made a big jump and a big improvement in that area. Then last night, quite frankly, we were very, very poor defensively. Allowed numerous drives to the basket, where they just split defenders and go right to the rim and lay it in, and allowed shooters wide open looks, teams, people that we had deemed shooters that were going to play a certain way, allowed them wide open looks, and just not very good defensively last night. But until last night's game, I would say to half-court defense. And we've done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball lately, and then last night really turned it over quite a bit.
As you prepare for the tournament, where do you need to see improvement?
Well, after last night's game and the half-court, our defense has to get better. There's no question. We're not a great shooting team. We'd certainly like to see Mariah Robinson get back on track shooting the basketball. She's really struggled the last few ball games, and she's somebody for us that needs to shoot it well. And so hopefully that'll happen. But we've got to take care of the basketball early in games. Probably for 4 or 5 games, we've really struggled turning it over in the first half, and then the second half, after we talk at halftime, we attack the rim relentlessly and have done a nice job and not turn the ball over. And last night we turned it over in both halves and just wasn't a very good effort.
Tell us about the way your seniors, Kayla's really shooting the ball well.
Yeah, she is, and they're playing. Both of them are playing with a sense of urgency. Kayla's a great shooter. I mean, she always has been. One thing she's doing right now is she's shooting it when she's open, and she knows she's going to shoot it when she's open. Where that mindset hasn't always been there. She's going to take the open shot and throughout her career, but now knowing that there's only a certain number of opportunities left. She really does feel that, and she's going to take advantage of every second she has on the court. You know, Mallory struggled shooting it last night, but she's playing. She's always given tremendous effort. You know, she's going to sacrifice her body, and she leads the team in charges taken throughout her career. And she's going to dive on the floor. She's going to be the one that gets in and mixes it up. And you know, they both are playing with a sense of urgency, and you know, that's something we're going to need down the stretch without question.
Martin, Eastern Illinois, they seem to have kind of risen to the top. Although I thought that Martin played very well for both teams.
Right, yeah, and you know, both teams, we played them back-to-back games almost and lost to both of them. Ended up final margin was 17 both games. Both games we had chances. At Martin, we really played well in the first half, did a great job defensively, and just didn't shoot it very well. And the way Martin scores the basketball, if you don't shoot it, you know, at least average for your team, you're going to be in trouble. If you shoot it well, you've got a chance because they're going to score no matter what you do defensively. They're going to find ways eventually to put the ball in the basket. They're a very talented offensive team. Eastern Illinois is a little bit of a different story. Got a very aggressive, good post player, a great point guard, and complementary pieces to go around them, and a very hard-nosed, tough defensive team. And, you know, in that game, we didn't play well in the first half, and in the second half, we made a big run and had opportunities to really, you know, put some pressure on them and cut the lead down and miss some open looks. But, you know, we should feel like, our players should feel like they have a chance when they play those two teams. And they're definitely the class of the league that, you know, they're tied for first. I think they're both 11-1, and, you know, those are the teams. Whoever wins the OVC tournament is going to have to go through one of those teams to win it, you know, and possibly both of them. So that's what we're looking at.